next guy that's coming up on, we talked about Chet, who I have at 3, and you have at 6. The next guy that's on your list at 4 is Jalen Duren. I have him at 5. So we both have him kind of similarly there. Why did you put him at your 4?
I was impressed when I saw them play. They didn't win the conference championship game, but I was impressed with him. I think he's a great inside defender. Look, does he fit on the Magic team as current? Maybe not. But like, if you just want a true center to go inside and play defense and do the stuff that we think Mo Bamba should be doing,
right?
That's him. That's what he does. He blocks shots. He plays inside. He does big man shit. And it's like, if that's what you want, it's good. And teams usually like to draft. Big men are harder to find. So, I mean, he's going to go in the top portion of this draft just
10,
based on that need. And I really think that this could be a draft where if for some reason we don't get the number 1 pick, but we get like the 3 or the 4
or 5,
we could make a selection for someone else and try to find a trade and make some piece move. Because while I like all of these players in the top 5, I could also live with us parting with them,
being in the top 10
to
still.
get something else to stay in the top 10 or move down a few picks, and get another piece, assuming Isaac comes back and plays well. I'm willing to listen to it because I feel like, God, we've talked about the logjam at guard. There's no way we would draft Jaden Ivey, but if he's sitting there at 4 and we get stuck with 4, some team's going to want him, and some team's probably going to be like, "Hey, Magic, we will give you things." A lot of things, because we want
a guard.
We need Jaden Ivey.
Yes.
And we'll be like, go on.
Yeah.
And maybe we take Jaden and maybe we ship them somebody else. But either way, I think there's enough talent at the top of this draft that I'm like, okay, if we don't get the number 1 pick, I'm not that worried. That's why all season I haven't wanted us to tank, because I didn't know what we had for drafts. Nobody was jumping off the page. Now I feel like there's enough things that like we're going to get a solid player because we're going to be in the top 5.
Right. Well, hopefully.
So, I mean, I like to think so.
Yeah, I mean, I've run some tankathon simulations that I don't want to speak about where we were in 6th and 7th, and I was like, wow, if this whole season goes by and we get 6th and 7th, that's going to be tough. Back to Jalen Duren, though, because again, Pich, that's what we started talking about.
Right, but I was done.
No, I do want to touch on your point about potentially moving in the draft. Maybe we can talk about that at the end too. Jalen Duren, he's 18, so he's one of the younger players in the draft. Like you said, I agree with everything you said. He's a center. He's 6'11". He's got the physicality down low, which infuriates me to no end with Mo. I thought we saw a little hint of that in the Mo Bamba breakout game, and with Markelle coming back, it looked like he was crashing the board a little bit more. We'll see. But it might be nice to just kind of take a restart on a backup center, because Wendell, I mean, for me, he's impressed me to no ends this year. That's his spot. But we still do need a really solid backup big. Do you want to wait? You want to, use that pick, a top 5, top 6 pick, if we fall? Because I imagine we won't take Jalen Duren unless we fall out of the top 3 or 4. Because he seems like on draft boards he's in kind of like the 5 to 10 range.
If we could get Duren at 4 or 5,
right,
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Well, I think he works well as the backup big for Wendell. Like him coming off the bench and the physicality that he has, he's got a nice right, it's a start next year.
Yeah.
He's got a good mid-range game. What I like about him is that when he gets the rock off the boards, he always looks up. Like he's always looking for the outlet pass. Sometimes that leads him into some squirrely turnovers, but I like that he has kind of that Kevin Love mentality almost. Gets it immediately, heads up, looking for a deep outlet, looking to push the ball. He's good in transition because he's so athletic. He's underwhelmed a little bit at Memphis. That may be hurting his draft stock, but I don't see the breakout. That's why I kind of had him down at 5, and I'd be happy to have him on the team, but he's not going to be the franchise changer. He's going to be a good NBA player, but he's going to be the backup for Wendell, and then maybe he, fights for Wendell for that starter spot in his like 2nd or 3rd year. I don't see him breaking out much. He doesn't have much of a shot to speak of outside of a little 18-footer, which is good, but there's no type of 3. He hasn't really made many attempts. And I think, unfortunately, I know you don't like it, I know you don't like it, but you need to shoot a three.
Not as a center.
You do. I think you do. I think you do.
It's nice
need to
if they can, but it's not necessary.
I mean, with the best centers in the league, Embiid shoots it, Jokic shoots it. The only guy who really doesn't is Rudy Gobert, and everyone shits on him because he doesn't. So, I mean, he's still one of the best defensive players in the league, and Utah has consistently been there, but they haven't gone over the top. So
I don't think Rudy Gobert shooting threes is the reason.
No. I'm just.
But point made. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a point. Maybe it's not the best one.
Well, I get that. Most people are adding the three to their game now, but like you said, he's 18. He's young. He's raw. He can change. I do feel like the putty is on the wheel.
Yeah, you feel that he can be a superstar.
Could be made into a superstar.
Okay.
Whether he decides to put enough water on there and pump the thing and get that going, that's up to him. But I think that
I like your pottery demonstration. It's a nice metaphor.
Yeah, man. I love that.
Happy with that.